Hey everyone, welcome back to the Allstate Soccer Show. I am so excited for this panel. We are welcoming our Canadian Olympic champions, the women's soccer team. We've got a great set of questions for all of you. If this is your first time here, I'm just going to run you through a few rules. So first off, we're doing question and answers with the players, and at the very end, you can also ask your questions to your favorite players. So make sure you send all of those burning questions that you have into the comment box. Without further ado, let's welcome our Canadian Olympic medalists, Nichelle Prince, Jessie Fleming, Kadeisha Buchanan, and Sophie Schmidt. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
Really well.
We are so excited for this. I see that a couple of you have your Olympic medals. Do you mind just showing them for everyone back home?
Of course.
Incredible. And Jessie, where's your medal?
It's with my parents at home in London, Ontario.
I can't believe
safe and sound. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how would you trust anyone with that?
I mean, I trust my parents probably more than I trust myself. So yeah, it's safe at home.
Now, individually, do you ever wear it out in public? Do you ever walk around with your Olympic medal and just kind of show it off?
No.
Nope.
The answer is no. Maybe if it's like
always stays home.
Or in the back pocket.
Sorry?
Or in the back pocket. Just
Fair. All right, now we're going to start asking individually. The way this works, I think the setup was a little different in our practice run. So Sophie, we're going to start with you, then Nichelle, then Jessie, then Kadeisha. First off, individually, this gold medal that you're wearing around your neck, what did it mean for you to win it?
Oh, it's hard to describe in words. There's so much that has gone into this medal and just how much it means for Canadians and for like the teammates, just on a personal level, just for family, everyone that's been there throughout this whole journey. It was just such a special moment to come out on top and just kind of just have that breath and be like, wow, we did it. We were world champions. We set a goal and we achieved it. And now it's just like looking forward to the amazing thing that is to come from winning this medal.
And especially with that build up from 2012, 2016, and now 2020. Nichelle, this opportunity, this gold medal, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, kind of similar to what Sophie said. I think just we've been working for this for so long. And I think as a team, we always knew that we could do it. We had that belief in ourselves. But I think we've always been kind of doubted by the rest of the world. And we knew that this tournament was a time that we could really, make a statement and show who we are as a team. And so to finally get that medal and to bring that home to Canada, it means so much. And I think it's just going to help grow soccer in Canada.
And Jessie, for you as a player as well, what did that gold medal mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think similar to what these guys said. I mean, I think it felt like there were so many people in that medal, and I think, all the coaches and support from family and friends. Yeah, I think it was just really special for us and definitely a big step going forward for Canada soccer. And yeah, hopefully set a pretty high standard going forward, and hopefully we can continue on.
Of course, and looking forward to 2023 and 2024. But before we get into all of the future of Canada soccer and what we can expect from you ladies, Kadeisha, this medal that you have around your neck, what did it mean to you?
Just to reiterate what the girls said, it meant a lot to me, obviously my family, but just, again, Canada, just after the pandemic, a lot of soccer fields and stuff weren't open. A lot of girls, boys weren't playing. So to bring this medal back home, I think it just gave hope to Canada and putting soccer back into the sports of Canada.
And now, Sophie, was there a specific moment where this title, world champion, finally sunk in? Was it exactly when you won the gold medal? Was it like days after? What was that moment like? And Sophie, I think you're on mute.
Man, sorry. I think the moment for me was when you step on that podium And it was part of our team motto, like, we're going to rise up, step higher than we've ever done before, and change the color of the medal. So stepping onto that podium, it was like, wow, like, we did it. We're here. And then to have your national anthem playing as, you know, you're standing with some of your closest friends and teammates that you've been through so much with, I think that was the moment where it was like, we're here, we're world champions, and we're on the highest stage. So it's pretty special.
And throughout the Olympics, I feel like there were a lot of comments where maybe people were saying, you know, you don't want to lose to Canada, or, you know, we've never lost to Canada before. And I want to know, do you think that Canada is now finally a force to be reckoned with and people will look out for Canada?
100%. I mean, we're world champions. We have an Olympic gold medal. And I think our performances in the Olympics showed that we're so resilient, we're gritty, but we also are very good at soccer. We have some talented players, and the future for this program is so bright.
Now, Nichelle, we did hear some comments from Christine Sinclair saying that this was the most connected team on the Olympic stage. Can you speak to the connection that you have with your teammates and the strength that you showed on the pitch because of that connection?
Yeah, I think definitely that is one of our biggest strengths, is that we are such a connected team. I think we all have so much respect for each other, whether, you know, you're a young player that's just started on the team or you've been a vet on the team for years. I think we all respect what we can do on the field. And I think that's the baseline of what it takes to be a championship team. Yeah, I think that connection just makes us want to fight for each other on and off the field. And you could see that in the tournament, that, you know, there were some hard games, but we gave everything we could every single minute we were on the field because we wanted it for one another. And yeah, so that connection just definitely is a big part of our team.
And that connection was definitely more important this year than ever before because of, you know, this weird situation with COVID where you guys couldn't train as much as usual. So Jessie, can you talk to us a little bit about that buildup and give us some insights on how you prepared for this very specific Olympic Games?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, obviously it was a bit different just in terms of some of the COVID restrictions. So I don't know. Yeah, I think for us, there was definitely an emphasis on that connection piece and trying to build those on-field partnerships. And yeah, I think just being really tuned into that bit. And I think for the Olympics, we were together for a long time building up and then throughout the tournament. So I definitely think that, you know, helped us through, like Nichelle said, some of the harder moments in the tournament and kind of just the long haul of playing back-to-back games away from our families and away from Canadian fans. So yeah, I think just like that connection and resilience piece was something that we put a lot of focus into.
And we all know that there were about 4.4 million people watching the games. And you mentioned, you know, we were away from Canadian fans, away from our family. Did you know that there was that much support behind you? Did you guys kind of fathom how big this was for Canada?
I mean, to be honest, at the time, I don't know if I fully appreciated it. I think when I was able to go home and spend some time with my family, and a bunch of old ladies on my street were telling me about the watch party that they had like organized. And yeah, I think just getting to experience a little bit of that, and just, yeah, obviously like hearing my parents talk about, you know, some of the things our family friends were doing, watching the games. And so yeah, I think at the time, I don't think I fully appreciated it, but going home, I certainly felt a wave of support, and it was really, really cool.
And 100%, this is the beginning of a new future for Canada soccer. I mean, there's going to be a before the gold medal and an after the gold medal in terms of growth and inspiring these young players. So Kadeisha, I want to know, what do you think this gold medal is going to mean for the future of Canadian soccer? What is the impact that this is going to have?
Like I said, like I mentioned before, I think it was like one in four girls were gonna like quit soccer, and like they're like, you could have seen that the sport was like diminishing just because of COVID and restrictions, and the fields weren't opening. So now that the fields are opening, and plus like they see that we won a gold medal, I think it's gonna boost their energy and allow I don't know, just hope for young girls and boys to get back into the sport, get back into soccer and start moving again. But also it's a possibility for a professional team to happen in Canada. I think we are putting soccer on the map in Canada again. I think we've done it multiple times, but I think the gold shines very bright. So hopefully the eyes of the holders will see that and invest in women's soccer.
Is there hope for that? Do you think for everyone back home, is this something that we can really look forward to finally having a top tier professional team for women to be playing in Toronto, in Vancouver, in Montreal? And do you think that this is very important? Like, I want to know, what would that mean to you to be able to play in front of your family and friends with a professional team?
It'll mean a lot, to be honest. I think we all play abroad, and I think at the end of the day, we would love to play at home. And that's a goal for each and every one of us. I think we miss so much on being at home soil, playing in front of the fans that actually know you, that know your roots, that know like how you play on the national team. So I think that's missing when you go to America. But when you play at home, everyone's going to support you. Everyone knows you. So I think that's one cool thing about playing at home. And it's just to see your friends and family. I think we all miss our friends and family, and we get to go home on the holidays, and the holidays aren't that long. So to be able to play at home and be more connected with your friends and family, that'd be really nice as well.
And it would be great for those young girls that look up to every single one of you to finally get that chance as well in the future. So hopefully we will see that very soon in Canada. I want to talk to you about Bev Priestman. I mean, obviously her addition to the team changed everything. How important do you think her role was in achieving this gold medal? And Sophie, what was it like playing with her?
Well, I never had the opportunity to play with her.
Sorry, play for her.
No, but yeah, she came into the program. She's not, I would say she was new, but not new at the same time. She's known a lot of the players. She's been in the program before. And so I think her understanding of our history, knowing where we came from and what our goals are going forward, I think that was a huge asset. And she wasn't afraid to make bold decisions. She included a lot of younger players, gave faith to a lot of younger players. And I think in the long run, it showed. That one prime example is Julia Grosso, stepping up and being able to take that final PK. But yeah, she because of the history, she knew that, we had won back-to-back bronze medals in the process that had happened. And then coming up with the motto of changing the color, I think was huge for our team, that it wasn't like the be all end all, like get first, we got to get first, we want to get a gold medal, but kind of have a different approach and a different mentality leading into the Olympics, like knowing that we will get ourselves to a semifinal game, but then that game is so important and plays a pivotal role in getting us to that final and that chance. And I think her way of going about doing things was pivotal and played a huge impact in our results. And also just her off-field demeanor, just being lighthearted, easygoing, just with random bus music and just music all the time, and just having that like light ambiance off the field, I think helped us as well, just kind of take the pressure off.
So you mentioned music. What is on Bev Priestman's playlist?
I'm not sure if it's like Bev's or the other coaching staff, but I feel like there's a lot of like maybe dance, trance. But her biggest thing is like the fade into the meeting. Like that is the most important part for her, is like from music to fade in. Like, so yeah. She's really good at karaoke too.
Really? What's her go-to karaoke song? I feel like we're just...
Oh, I don't know.
Probably anything One Direction, I feel like she loves.
That is very unexpected. Now, she was the only female head coach of the semifinals. How important do you think that is as well, to be a role model for new female coaches that want to get involved?
I think it's huge. We need more women in sport, leading women. I think and Bev did a tremendous job, and I think it shows on the biggest stage that women can do it, and that you just need to get after it. And I think women deserve more opportunity in that sort of role and have a pathway to achieve that. Yeah, I know that growing up as a soccer player, I had basically all male coaches. So I think that's a precedent, and I think we need to change it. I feel like there's so many good players that could have that role as a coach in the future. And I think we need to look to women more to rise up, but also give them the opportunity more than anything.
Now, Jessie, I want to ask you about PKs because it seems like this team was so calm and so collected. How was that moment for you every time you had to step out and obviously take on that huge responsibility? And how do you handle the pressure?
Yeah, I mean, it was something that we had worked on a bit as a team. So I think we all felt prepared going into the tournament should that situation come. I don't think it's something you ever necessarily want to happen in a tournament, but yeah, I think we were ready for it. And I think it was just a matter of trying not to make the moment like too big or like necessarily think about, the outcome or the consequences if we were to miss. And then I also think a big piece of it was just the belief in each other. Yeah, I think just trusting the person who went up to shoot and realizing that there's a chance they might miss, and if that were to happen, we had their back. So I think that belief in each other really helped, just in the confidence of us when we stepped up to take the PKs. Yeah.
And in those shootouts, it wasn't just the PK takers that were the stars. It was also Steph LeBay. And I think we have to give a huge shout out to Steph, our Lord and Savior. She was so calm, so collected, even laughing through the moment. Is that just how she handles stress? Is that something that you're used to seeing?
Yeah, I mean, she was unbelievable. I don't know what to say. She was absolutely incredible. But yeah, I mean, it looked like she was enjoying herself a bit out there, which blows my mind. But I think the rest of us were quite nervous. But yeah, I mean, she was just a force back there during those PKs. So yeah, it was quite a performance from her.
Yeah, I think every single person in Canada strives to handle stress the way that she handled it. And it was flawless execution. I mean, we're all so proud of every single one of you. I think there's also something important, though, to say to our younger players. Like Kadeisha said, 1 in 4 girls weren't going to continue. So right now, as world champions, and Nichelle, I'm going to start with you. Is there a message that you would say to your younger self as a player, or to those young fans that follow you, as advice to stay in the sport and to show that there is, dreams that can come true?
Yeah, I would definitely say to my younger self, just keep believing in yourself. I think that sometimes if you look at other people's journeys, you can get discouraged because you feel like maybe you're not on that same path. But I would say that just make sure that you're, enjoying your journey and you're still passionate about what you're doing and working hard, and you'll get to where you want to be. Yeah, I think just sometimes we look at, players like Jess or Keish or Soph, and we say, well, like, I'm not where they are, or not where they were at this age, but they all have had their own journeys as well, and they've all had their ups and downs to get to where they are today. And so sometimes you just see where they are now and you think, wow, I might not get there, but just know that everyone has their own journey. So yeah, just keep going and you can get there, and you can one day play for Canada as well if you put in that work.
And Kadeisha, what would be your message to the young players out there, or perhaps to your younger self?
I'm definitely one to follow your dreams. I think another one is to build a support staff who believes in the same dream as you, and making sure you have a support team that's very positive and very encouraging. It could be your parents, or it could be your siblings, it could be your teammates, schoolmates. Just surround yourself with good people, and that would really help with the mindset of pushing yourself and not giving up because your parents say to stop or your friends say to stop. So just have people around you that has the same dream as you, and wants the same thing as you, to push yourself further.
And I'm sure that there's so many people back home right now, younger fans, older fans, that want to celebrate alongside this team, that want to be a part of this excitement and this historic moment. So Sophie, I feel like there's some rumors that I've been hearing that there's going to be a little bit of a celebration tour, some matches. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Nothing is written in concrete yet, but I can affirm your rumors that something is in the works. So we are very eager to get back to Canada and to celebrate this gold medal with all the Canadians, and hopefully we will be home very soon.
And just a reminder to everyone back home, you can start sending your comments, your questions. So make sure you use that question box at the bottom of your screen or on the side of the screen. I'm not sure where it is for everyone, but we will be getting to that very shortly. In the meantime, Nichelle, let's talk about this potential team. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but do you think that this gold medal is going to help push forward, finally bringing a professional team to Canada? And what would that mean to you?
Yeah, I definitely hope so. I think out of the top 10 teams in the world, we're one of the only ones that don't have a professional league. And the fact that we were able to get a gold medal without that, I think it says so much, and it says how much talent we do have in this country. I just think, imagine if we did have that support, I think a lot more girls would stay in the sport, knowing that there's a chance to play professionally and not have to go overseas. So yeah, I think just the more players that we have continuing to play, the bigger our pool is and the stronger our team will be. So I'm hoping that, people are seeing this medal and they're going to start the conversation at least. And at least girls will, continue in the sport, and our population of girls playing will just grow.
And moving forward, of course, we also have the 2023 World Cup to look forward to, the 2024 Olympics. What is that next goal? What's missing, Jessie? What can we expect from this team in the next few years, hopefully?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Sophie brought up the point about some of the younger players on our team stepping up and having a big tournament. And I think for us, it's just continuing to develop our game, especially on the attacking side. And I think it's just about consistency. I think, consistently getting results against big teams and performing well in big tournaments. So I think we're all really excited to start preparing for the World Cup and Olympics. And yeah, I think it's just about consistency and kind of cementing ourselves in that top five of the world.
Perfect. Now it is finally time to head over to the fan questions. So I'm going to be taking a look at these, and I guess we'll do them again in the same order, just clockwise. So we're going to start off with Alicia, who wants to know, what are some of your pre-game rituals? So Sophie, we'll start with you.
I might be the most boring one out of all of us. Definitely pregame nap. I don't know why. Game days, I like to nap or try to. Our team has a thing with pancakes, so that is our pregame meal. We travel with pancake mix and maple syrup, so there you go. And there's like a playlist of music that I kind of like listen to. It's a bit stranger than most. It's like movie scores, so it's like, it doesn't have any words. Anyway, it keeps me calm. I don't want to get too excited before games, so it's just like chill. And then we get in the locker room and it gets a little bit more hype. And then in the locker room, I'm not one of the dancers, but I would say my routine is to watch the other dancers. And then I think always just like putting my shoe and shin pad on the same way. I do it unintentionally, but I'm pretty sure I do the same foot and then tie my boots exactly the same way every time.
I'm loving this. So movie scores and then pancakes are the breakfast of champions. So do we have any dancers in the panel? Are any of the pregame dancers in the panel?
Quiche.
Not really. I think Desiree Scott is the hype woman. She gets everyone going, and then follows Deanne Rose and Julia and Jordy. I think they're the dancers.
So what are your pregame rituals?
Me, same as Soph. Definitely nap, pregame nap. I definitely have a playlist that I listen to throughout like the locker and going to the game. I definitely have Deanne's my roommate, so we definitely get the vibe going before we leave. And I usually like to go out on the field and do some visualization of what I want to see on the field and do on the field. And my other thing is I do have a couple highlights of myself playing on my phone. So on the bus, I'll like just look at myself doing playing my best, and I try to visualize that and try to rehearse and put that out on the field on the game at the game.
Amazing. And Nichelle, what are some of your pregame rituals?
Yeah, a little similar to everyone else's, but definitely a nap. That's like my big thing. I have to get that in. Doesn't matter what time the game is. And then pancakes is our big thing as well. It doesn't matter where we are in the world. We have to make sure that we have pancakes on game day. And then another thing that I've worked into my routine in the last few years is meditation and visualization, just like Keish was saying. It just like really helps me, stay calm and to, think positive thoughts and to, kind of get rid of those pregame nerves that can negatively affect me on the field. So that's something that's been big in my routine. And then definitely a Beyonce playlist on the way to the game is something I have to have.
And Jessie, what about you? Pancakes, nap. What's another pregame ritual that you have?
Yeah, pretty similar. I usually room with Janine Becky during tournaments, so we usually listen to country music before we get on the bus. We listen to that together. And then I usually sit down and write out 2 or 3 focus areas for me during the game, kind of similar to Kadeisha and Niche, just visualizing and just kind of, just sending positive thoughts into the universe for the game. But yeah, otherwise I'm kind of quiet on the bus and in the dressing room. So yeah, pancakes and nap are probably the 2 biggest keys to my game day.
Every kid watching this right now is probably begging their parents for pancakes right now. So Jessie, Terry wants to know, and she's asking this specifically to you, what has been your weirdest fan encounter?
My weirdest fan encounter. I'm not sure. I feel like we haven't had fans in forever. I don't know if I've ever really had any weird ones. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really one for selfies, so I think like people asking to take selfies with me or I don't know. To be honest, I've never had any ones that are like super weird or not super memorable in a weird way.
That's good then. That's good.
Yeah.
Does anyone else on the panel? Anyone in the panel have Sophie, very eager. Let's see.
Well, not eager. It's just it happened recently on my way home from Japan. I was walking in the lounge and someone stopped me and was like, "Excuse me, did you just come back from Japan?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Are you Megan Rapinoe?" And I was like, no, I'm not. And I just kept walking. And then later on, she like hunted me down and apologized profusely. She's like, "I'm so sorry. You're Sophie Schmidt. I love you." But it was just like, it's okay.
You're like, no, I actually beat them. Like, we have the gold medal.
Yeah, no, it was just kind of funny. It's happened to me quite a bit. We get confused with one another, or maybe actually everyone probably never says, "Are you Sophie Schmidt?" to her, but that's okay. That's okay.
They will now. After these Olympics, they will now. Now, I want to know, this is from Hannah. What was the return home to Canada like? Now, Sophie, yours was obviously memorable. Nichelle, what was your return to Canada like?
So I actually went straight back to my club to Houston. So I was greeted by my now fiance, actually, and he, he was really sweet, and we got balloons, just like got me flowers, just made it really special. And yeah, it was really cool just to be back home and kind of just spend it with someone I love. And my family actually made it down later in the week, and they have seen it now. And so yeah, it was really it was so nice getting to share the medal with my family and friends, because I think like to them, to see their reaction to it just made the moment even better. I think like Jess said before, that like you don't really appreciate everything until you're with like your family and your friends who like are just so proud and so happy to be support, or who have supported you throughout the whole tournament. So yeah, it was really nice getting to come back to the States and get to see them.
And Jessie, I mean, you did mention that you left your medal with your parents, but what was their reaction and your family and your friends' reaction when they finally got a chance to see you and to see it in person?
Yeah, I mean, so my parents picked me up from the airport. And yeah, I think before the car was even moving, they asked me to bring the medal out. So they were super excited. I mean, they're avid fans of our team, and I think it was hard for them not being able to necessarily be there in person and celebrate with us. So they were just itching to have us home. And But yeah, I mean, honestly, it was nice just to relax with family and have a few home cooked meals and kind of celebrate in a kind of chill way. But yeah, there's just a lot of excitement.
And Keisha, for you, I mean, we do know that you even grew up with Ashley Lawrence and you guys had a chance to go back to Brampton and kind of do some tours around the city. What was it like for you to return home to Canada and to, proudly be an Olympic gold medalist?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. Just even stepping out at the airport, there was a lot of support there. And then just home recognition. Yeah, we grew up in Brampton, so Brampton are renaming 2 soccer fields, Ashley's name and my name. So that was pretty cool to get that recognition. And then I just bought a house out in Shelburne, and the mayor got in contact with me, and now I have a key to the city. So just a little cool things that just happened when I was home, which was fun. And then just celebrating with my friends and family, just going out to eat and stuff was really nice.
And these specific Olympics, so Emma is asking about the Tokyo Olympics and your downtime. And I feel like these Olympics were known as the TikTok Olympics. We saw so many athletes going viral and making fun videos. Sophie, did you participate in any of that, or how did you spend your downtime at the Olympics?
Not making TikToks. Actually, I think I was involved in
one.
Yeah,
you made one.
I was in one TikTok. I think I nailed it. But yeah, there was a lot of downtime. So there was like sleeping, a lot of watching Netflix, TV shows, movies, catching up on all of that stuff. And then we also have, whenever possible, like a Canada room. So we have games room where we either can watch footage of other teams preparing for games, and then also just like puzzling. I'm a huge puzzler when we're away with Canada. I don't know why. I don't puzzle when I'm home, but when I'm in camp, it's like I go puzzle crazy. So that's a big thing I do.
I love that. Now, Alexander wants to know, and Nichelle, I'm going to direct this question to you. Who has the best and the worst taste in music on the team?
Oh, this is hard.
Jessie's face, I have a feeling
I feel
she's
like
a
people
little
don't
worried.
usually ask who has the worst, but I'll let Nish, you go.
Not me, Alexander.
I would say the best. I really like Deanne's. She has a variety of different music, so I feel like her music in the locker room is like pretty fun, and like everyone can dance to it and enjoys it. Oh man, the worst. To be honest, I'm gonna say a coach, but one of our coaches, Jazz. Sometimes she puts on some weird music like before practices and stuff, and we're not really feeling the vibe. So I'm sorry, Jazz. I appreciate you, but
Now, Alicia wants to know, Jessie, what is your favorite memory from Tokyo other than winning the gold medal?
Oh man. That's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of good memories. I think I always like we got to spend a few days in the Olympic Village. And when we first get there, it's always really exciting. And we kind of explored the village as a group and took pictures at the rings and rode bikes around the village. So I think that was really special. Yeah, I think I'd say that was my favorite memory. I think arriving in the village and exploring with the team.
Okay, now Ty wants to know, do you guys still keep in touch with veterans? And I'm going to add to that. Keisha, do you have a chance to speak to some of your former teammates, and what was their reaction to the gold medal?
Yeah, I definitely keep in touch with some of them, like Karina LeBlanc, Carmelina Moscato, obviously Rian and Dee. So we definitely all keep in touch. I think some of us are still in some groups together, so we keep in touch that way. But everyone knows Karina's reaction. I think it's all over Instagram, and she was like crying and sobbing, just having her moment, which is pretty cool to see.
And now, Sophie, Alex wants to know, what made you want to become a professional soccer player?
Good question. Growing up, it was never something I even thought about doing. I wanted to be a nurse growing up. I don't know why. That was just the thing I want. I just played soccer. I loved playing sports, volleyball, basketball. And I didn't even know there was a thing for women to play soccer past just your club level. And then growing up, I saw, once I started seeing some games on TV and knowing that university was a thing, I was like, ooh, I want soccer to take me to university. Like that would be really special. And then one thing happened next. And once I saw the under-20s on TV in Canada, I was like, I want to play on that team. And then I think that's when that dream was born. But I think without having seen that, I don't even know if I would have known that this dream existed until then. I always wanted to play men's soccer growing up, and to be able to have that dream transform was pretty special. And I think young girls and boys have the privilege of like being able to have those dreams at a younger age. I think I was late to the party, but it probably wasn't until I was in just like 11, 12, maybe even, or 13, until I knew that there was such thing as women's soccer. But once I found out, I was like, I want to be there. I'm going to get myself there. Let's go.
Sorry, you were muted. You're muted.
Sorry.
Oh no. Camila, you were muted. My bad. Listen, it happens. I was just saying that luckily now every single person in Canada knows that there is a professional women's soccer league, that you can win a gold medal, that you can represent Canada. So definitely kudos to all of you. And now we're going to get into a question from Ty. Nichelle, if you were to win a gold medal in any other sport, what would that sport be? Also muted.
Oh, I just told you and I did it myself. But I think that what I would want to do is gymnastics. Like for some reason, like I can't even do a somersault, but I would love to be a gymnast. I think it would be so cool. But I think like more realistically, I would probably be a track and field athlete. So maybe the 100 or 200.
I love that. I love that. Now, Bonnie wants to know, Jessie, do you have any advice that you could maybe give for older players that are maybe in their mid-20s that do want to have a career in soccer? And I guess what motivation you could give them?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of going on the back of some of what Soph and Keish said earlier, I don't know. I think just like riding the wave of hard times and kind of challenges, whether it be injuries or, periods of not playing at your best or maybe not playing big minutes. I think for me, like I really love the sport. So yeah, I think I'm always able to find ways to continue to improve, whether it's the mental side of the sport, whether it's getting in the gym and getting stronger or faster at something, and then obviously all the technical pieces on the field. So yeah, I think there's something about kind of being patient with yourself, and also, sometimes the circumstances you're in aren't perfect. Trying to make the most of that, and then I also think just leaning into other parts of the game and trying to improve yourself in more ways than just on the pitch.
Perfect. And now Dakota also wants to ask this question to you, Jessie. When you were, growing up, did you ever think about going pro instead of going to UCLA?
I mean, a little bit. I think the thought definitely crossed my mind. I think it's different for every player. I really enjoy school, and I think it's a really important piece of my identity. And I certainly know that I have a life after playing soccer. And for me, going to UCLA, playing soccer and studying there was kind of the right fit for me. So yeah, I think the thought crossed my mind, but at the end of the day, for me as an individual, I think it was important for me to go to school. And yeah, I mean, I'm certainly happy I did. I really enjoyed my experience there, and wouldn't change it.
Now, Julia wants to know, Keisha, what was your favorite match during these Olympic Games? And you're also on mute.
So,
There
I
you go.
think my favorite match would be, because obviously I've never time in my time of playing against them. So obviously that one would be very memorable to me.
And now, Sophie, what was a bigger hurdle to jump over? Was it beating the US in the semis, or was it winning the gold?
Well, I wasn't on the field, but from just watching from the outside, I think just the mental, I don't know, the epicness of that semifinal game of one being the US and also being the semifinal game. Like our goal was to get to the final. And so everything came down to this pinnacle game against the US. And I think that one was probably tougher. I don't know, like physically the other one went longer, but I think the game against the US, it's just, we've never beaten them. So that mindset and overcoming that hurdle in that way. And then also just the pressure of that one single game defined, whether we get silver, gold, or we're fighting for a medal. And so I think that game for me was probably the bigger game. And then winning that, the final seemed like the pressure was gone. Like, obviously we still wanted to win gold, and we would have been disappointed if we didn't win that game. But I think it was like, we did it. We got our goal. Now let's go get the gold. And it was just a complete mindset shift. And you could feel an energy and a buzz around the team that was different before the semifinal.
And with a game like the semifinals, I guess this kind of ties into the next question. Nichelle, Renee wants to know, how do you overcome your nerves before a big game, before, having so much pressure?
Yeah, I spoke on like my individual process a little bit about meditation and just like making sure I stay calm and, stay positive and, just remember what I'm capable of doing on field and just being calm enough to execute that. But I think also just when you're in a tournament with a team, I think it's a great thing to be a part of a team because you can lean on each other. I think in a 90-minute game, we're all going to make mistakes. And I think to look to your left and your right and know that, your teammate has your back, it really helps you get through those hard moments in the games, or even just knowing before the game that, it's a big moment, but knowing that you have, your whole team with you and supporting you through that, it's huge. So definitely having a supportive and connected team like we spoke about is so important to having that confidence going into games.
And all of you have kind of touched on the point of visualization, of meditation. So Rob wants to know, do you guys use sports psychologists or high performance mental coaches, to really get into that mindset?
Yeah, so we do. We have a mental coach that he's been a part of our team for probably the last 7 or 8 years. And it's, I think, a big shift for our sport. I think that, the mental game is just as important or even more important than, the physical, technical, and tactical side of it. Just you can, prepare all you want, but if you're not in a good mental state, it can definitely affect you on the field. And so he has different processes for everyone, and everyone, has something different that they need to do before games to get prepared. But it's definitely been a big help for our team to have that support system.
And now on a bit of a lighter note, Jessie, Mikey wants to know, who is the best TikToker on the team?
I'd say the most frequent TikTokers are probably Julia and Jordan. I'd say Jules and Jordan. I think the younger group of players like to make them a lot.
And Janine.
Yeah. Jules, Janine, and Jordan. I feel like they were in my room a lot making TikToks, but they didn't ask me, so I'm not in that category. But yeah, I'd say Jules, Janine, and Jordan.
And now, Sophie, Dallas has a question for you. How does it feel to represent Surrey United with Jordan? It feels so surreal that this small town team has now 2 gold medal winners to its name.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, wow, it's been pretty special. Like the amount of people and clubs and all of that's been involved in this medal has been absolutely like fabulous. And to represent Surrey United and to have played at that same club with Jordan and we're both from hometowns that are right beside each other. You know, the chances of that happening are pretty small, but we definitely joke around, saying that, representing Fraser Valley and all that. So we're very proud of where we came from and the people that have made us, and home is home. So it's pretty special to share that with someone on the team.
And now, Nichelle, we have a very, very important question from Anna. How competitive was the Mario Kart tournament during the Olympics, and who was the best at it?
Oh my gosh, it got really competitive, and it's really funny because it was actually something that was just supposed to be like a lighthearted thing that we started because like we were kind of getting bored like in the hotel. And it was just really like a fun bonding thing, but it definitely got competitive.
Aww.
I didn't make that on stage, so I wasn't that great. But we had a group of girls that were really good. I think the best was probably Vanessa. She actually won it. So yeah, she's definitely the best, and she was a little bit cocky about it, but it's fine. I get
Not
it.
a little bit. She was like massive big head. Like, okay, you won, but she like shoved it in all her faces. She made us sign her trophy. She
There
won
was
a bit
a trophy.
Yeah, I think she bought her own trophy and made everyone sign it. Yeah.
So she probably that's almost more important than the Olympic gold medal. It was like the champion of the gold medalists. I love that.
I don't know what she was more happy about. The gold
She
medal.
was saying she was double champion, or just one single champion. She's double champion. Yeah.
No, Nichelle, there's a question from Kirsten. Did you meet anyone at the Olympics that was exciting for you, like a starstruck moment?
Yeah, there was a couple. I would say that Andre DeGrasse was really cool person to meet. Just obviously he got a gold medal in track and field, which is something that Canada hasn't been able to do in a while. So that was really cool getting to meet someone at his level. And also Damian Warner, who also got a gold medal at the Olympics. So yeah, those two were super cool to meet, especially since like I'm a fan of track and field, and so getting to meet those two was a big deal.
Amazing. Now, Tiffany wants to know, Jessie, what are you thinking about as you prepare for those important PKs? Is there anything going through your mind, anything you focus on?
I mean, to be honest, I'm trying to think as little as possible. I think in my head, kind of just positive reinforcement, just telling myself I can put it in the spot I want to. And I don't know, just trying to slow down prevent any sort of negative thinking, or kind of don't want to worry about the outcome. I think just positive reinforcement in myself, and just trying to stay calm and even keel.
Now, Keisha, Ty wants to know, which players on the team work out the hardest and lift the heaviest?
Work out the hardest. Sophie Schmidt. Definitely, she worked out the hardest. Like, we'll all be coming off the field and she'd be doing like extra runs and stuff, putting in the extra work. So definitely Sophie, hardest worker out there. Who lifts the heaviest? Help me out, guys. There's like Vanessa, she's a beast. There's
Keepers, probably.
I feel like the keeper.
Keepers, yeah.
Definitely the keepers.
Yeah, keepers.
Perfect. Now, Sophie, Kristen wants to know, who is the best player that you have played against? That's not on Team Canada.
Ooh, that's not on Team Canada. Oh, so many players. There's some really good ones. A lot of really good ones. I think Marta in her prime was absolutely phenomenal. I have a memory of her literally single-handedly dribbling our whole field and scoring. So just her ability to change a game and have her moments and just come alive. Yeah, I would say Marta in her prime was something truly special.
Amazing. Now, Nichelle, Tanya wants to know, growing up, was there a specific player that you looked up to or that was your favorite player to watch?
Yeah, I looked up to Christine Sinclair, Melissa Tancredi, but someone else who used to play for Canada, Cara Lang, was someone I used to love growing up. And I actually have a picture of her when I was like 13. I went to a game and I got a picture with her after. And yeah, she's definitely such a huge legend for Canada when I was growing up. And so, yeah, she's definitely a big inspiration for me to play for Canada one day.
Now, Jessie, Emma wants to know, was it easier in some sense to play without fans because you could hear each other on the pitch?
Yeah, I think to some degree. I think we'd all spent the like remainder of the last year playing without fans, so it was something we'd gotten used to. I think when it first happened and there were no fans, it was quite a shock and it was an adjustment. But I think we all miss fans, though. I think just the energy that fans bring, especially playing at home or seeing Canadian flags in the stands was something we missed. So yeah, it was definitely easy to hear each other, but I think at the end of the day, we all would have loved to play in front of fans, and I think we all miss it.
Now, Keisha, other than the club that you play for, who is your favorite club to watch? And this is from Bonnie.
Women's or men? For on the women's side, I really
I'm not sure if it's just on my side, but you keep cutting out. I wasn't able to actually hear you. Yes. So sorry, we'll start with the women's team again. Yes.
I would say Portland because of the atmosphere and this style, how they play. I really like it. But just the NWSL, how it's so competitive, I just like watching that league. And on the men's side, Man City is one of my favorite teams. So, yeah.
Perfect. And now, Sophie, we have another question from Winnie. So since you were the one that works out the hardest on the team, at what age did you start lifting weights in addition to soccer practice? And I guess, like, at what age do you recommend that the younger players also start incorporating lifting weights and working out?
You're muted,
Sophie. You're muted. This has just been 20 minutes of us all being on mute.
I'm not a trainer, so I can't advise to when younger players should start lifting. I don't know in terms of physiology in that. But for me, I didn't start lifting until I went to college. But I think that might be a little bit too late. I also didn't get running training or any of that, and it's probably attributed to my lack of super fast speed or running style. So I would definitely suggest, probably a little bit earlier on, because I think soccer, the majority of the action is running and lateral movement and all of that. So I think getting a core basis of just like body strength. I don't know about lifting heavy weights. I still don't like lifting heavy weights. But that's just a personal preference. But yeah, I didn't do it until college. But I know that people have started earlier, but I can't say I'm not a professional in that regard. So I'm sorry, I can't answer your question.
Okay, now the next question is a little bit easier. So we'll go with Nichelle. If you guys could play for a Canadian MLS team in the NWSL between Vancouver, Toronto, or Montreal, who would you want to play for?
Oh, definitely Toronto. That's where I'm from. So I just love Toronto. I love the city. I love the atmosphere that is at BMO. So I think it would be so fun to have a team there and to get to play at home.
Perfect. Now, Jessie, Camille wants to know, how does traveling affect your performance or affect your preparation before a game?
How does traveling? Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely changes things. I think this tournament we were lucky because we didn't have to fly a lot. But yeah, I think it can tire you out. We actually got to ride the bullet train a couple times, which was cool. But I think just in general, yeah, I don't know. It just takes time away from your day, and yeah, I don't know. It fatigues you. So I think it's something that kind of has to be factored into account. So a lot of us wear like recovery tights, and yeah, I think kind of just like strengthen our recovery processes if we have to travel a lot or yeah.
Perfect. Now, Keisha, we have one question from Leanne. Who is the funniest person on the Canadian women's national team?
That's a big one. I would say Alicia Chapman. I think she's just a funny person just to look at, to be around. She's fun. She's silly. Okay, guys, not like. Anyways, and I'm sticking to what I said. She she has great jokes, and you can tell by her captions on Instagram, they're very funny. She's just a funny person.
Perfect. Now, I think we have only 5 minutes left right now. So before we do kind of say goodbye to everyone, is there a specific message or something that each one of you wants to send to everyone back home who is watching, who is supporting you, and who, of course, was celebrating like crazy when you guys brought home these medals? So, Sophie, we're going to start with you.
Right on the spot. Okay. First, I think thank you to Canada. Thanks to the fans for your support. We felt you even though we were in Japan. So you guys are a part of this gold medal. So really appreciate the love and support, and very excited to come back and hopefully play in front of you all soon. And then just a special thanks to family, friends for being there, helping us get here. You guys are the unsung hero of what we do. So love you, appreciate you. And to all the young girls, just dream big. You never know what's possible if you put your mind to it. So get after it and have fun.
And not just the gold medal, but you also have a couple more. Do you mind showing them to everyone back home just to see what can happen when you really dream big?
So this is London. Ooh, bronze. Still in very good condition. And then this guy, I don't know what happened. Rio.
It's just too hot in Rio, that's why.
Yeah, it's just melting away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, Nichelle, what is your message for everyone that is watching back home?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you guys back home for supporting us. And I know the games were at weird times some days, and it was hard to always watch the games. But, you know, we felt your support. And going into the tournament, we really wanted to inspire the nation and to, you know, bring hope to the country after, you know, a really hard year through a pandemic. And, yeah, we hope that we were able to do that and give you guys just like a bright light that maybe we haven't been able to have for a little bit. So yeah, thanks again for everything, all the support.
And 100% it was a bright light. There are so many people in the comments calling you all our superheroes. So that was definitely achieved. Jessie, what is your message for everyone back home?
I mean, similar. I just feel like we can't say thank you enough times. Yeah, I think, you know, we felt your support, and it's just so cool. Like, I think like interacting with, you know, younger girls back in London and my neighbors and just all these different people who supported in their own ways. So I hope you guys feel a part of it. And I think we're excited to get home, hopefully in the next couple months, and celebrate a bit more with you guys. But yeah, so just thank you so much. It means a lot to us.
And last but not least, Keisha, your message for everyone watching you back home.
Again, thank you so much. I mean, 4.4 million views, like that's so unreal, and it's crazy, which is really, really amazing. And I think it's just something to remember. I think each person has we're gonna hear it for the rest of our lives, because I remember the London 2012, and I wanted to be on that team. So hopefully it did inspire some people, and it touched people in ways that I don't know, it can flourish their future.
100%. This moment was a moment of inspiration for everyone in Canada. So again, I'm sure on behalf of everyone watching back home and all of the 4.4 million people that watched it, thank you, ladies, so much. Thank you for bringing back this gold medal. Thank you for inspiring all the young girls and boys. And thank you for joining us for the Allstate Canada Soccer Show. This was incredible, and we wish you all the best. And hopefully we'll be welcoming you all back as World Cup champions.
Thank you.